Woo! Judging by that entrance, then you know it's your man, Goobie here. And unlike the Lions, Jags, Texans, and the Browns, I've made it to the finals. That's right, folks. Back to back. The one time is back in the finals, and it feels good. Someone who probably doesn't feel good is my co-host, Melky. How you doing over there?
Yeah, I was having a holly jolly Christmas, and your punk ass ruined that immensely by getting back into the finals. I swear to God, you have the biggest set of horseshoes ever created. Jesus motherfucking Christ.
Horseshoes.
But congratulations is in order. Well done for dragging that sorry excuse of a team of yours into the finals this week. Bravo.
I mean, okay, week one wasn't a sorry excuse for a team week one, but after maybe 5 or 6 games, then it just started to go downhill quick.
It was a powerhouse for the first few, and then it was a sorry excuse for a team.
I just have an interview to do. 1 second. How you feeling over here? He's speechless.
He's feeling dirty because you haven't wiped his ass in a long time.
All right, let me put Big Boy away for a second.
Oh, you named it.
I named it Big Boy. I don't have a name for it really, but
what if you win it again though? Are you gonna name it? I think it'll be your duty to name it.
I'm gonna name him
Goobie Jr.
I don't know. I'll think of something. All
right. Well, let's not waste any time here. Let's get into the reason and the results why you're back in the finals with our fantasy recap. So, Goobie, tell everyone how you pulled those giant set of horseshoes at your ass the last past week.
Okay, let's get into the good stuff here. I have nowhere to begin. Let's go with I'm gonna go back and forth here. Let's go with the wide receivers. Justin Jefferson put up 11.6 points. Not bad, not good. AJ Brown put up 20.5 points. That was good. I appreciate that one. What I really appreciate though is both her wide receivers only put up 5-6 points. That's perfect. Now, speaking of running backs, let's go to running backs. Deontay Foreman, 7.7 points. I expected this. I don't expect Tennessee to run much anymore. And you know what? They threw the ball and they threw it to A.J. Brown in the second half. That first half, geez, like everybody was probably listening to the last podcast, I was losing my mind. I was like, oh, God, I'm going to lose. This is terrible.
You were shitting a giant brick in the first half.
Definitely. Well, not only that, man, the whole first half was just terrible.
Yeah.
First half was just terrible. And I mean, we watched the first half while we were doing the podcast and I was losing my shit. With Justin Jackson pulling out all the stops for the Chargers, 26.2 points. Thank God I picked his ass up.
He was the only one pulling out anything. Justin Herbert was hot flaming garbage.
They went up against Josh Jacobs with 10.4 and David Montgomery 16.6 points. Montgomery did a pretty good job, even though I thought he was going to do shit all. Mark Andrews, 18.5 points. Like you said, he was a big key in my game, and I appreciate that. And Zach,
what did I tell you?
5.4.
What did I tell you? Big boy performance.
Yeah, you want to talk about big boy performance over here? Let's talk about Van Jefferson putting up 0.6 points, and I still won. Okay. He went up against Tyler Boyd in the flex position. Boyd put out a good show, 14.5 points. Good for him, man. He's doing well. All right, let's get into the big guns here. Matthew Stafford, 13.65 points. Come on. Dude, I was losing my shit. I was like, oh, no, I'm just done. Josh Allen put up a big 40.
You thought it was game over.
Fuck. Okay, so going into the night game, okay, her defense put up 16 points, so like they did well.
Yeah.
My kicker put up 3 points. He did not do as expected. Now going into that night game, Dallas versus Washington, I think I was technically I was losing by like I think 5.
Yeah, you were down anywhere from 5 to 3, I think.
No, I think I was down. No, I think I was down a little bit more. I think I was down like 7 because
Okay.
yes, 9 or 7. I don't know, something like that. Because it started becoming close. Because it was the Dallas defense. I got 10 points right off the bat. So
Well, it starts off
I
at
was
10.
up. I think I was up like 2.
Yeah, it starts off as 10 anyways, and then
Yeah,
you either go up or down.
yeah. So I was up 2 at that point, and it was pretty much the Dallas kicker versus the Dallas defense in this fantasy matchup. And oh my god, the back and forth that we were having was incredible. You know, Dallas defense did well, and then Greg Zerline would get a field goal, or not field goal, like an extra point, and then she would be back on top, and then back and forth, back and forth. So the second half, I actually turned off the game because I was getting too nervous, and it was a blowout anyway. So fuck it. And I was like, I'm just gonna watch some Harry Potter. And then my mom texted me, and she goes, "Did that help?" I was like, "What help?" And she goes, "That blocked kick or whatever for a touchdown." I was like,
Block
"There's a
punt.
I
Yeah.
lost my shit. I turned on the game. I started screaming at the TV. And yeah, so Dallas defense, 24 points. And Greg Zerling got 8 points, which made me win by 125 to 122. Oh my God. The back and forth during that Dallas game.
Yeah, you when you went to bed, I bet you didn't expect to be victorious, but when I saw the block punt for a TD, I'm like that's probably game, set, and match right there, because they also scored another touchdown, didn't they? A defensive touchdown.
Yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence tipped the ball
Yes.
up in the air and picked it. And I
Yes.
called you right away. And I was
That was the
like,
first one.
yeah, I called you right away. I was like, yeah, I was like, am I gonna win this? Like somehow? Like losing my shit.
She was still in it after that, because then it was
Oh
kind
yeah.
of like teetering back and forth. And then Washington scored.
I was
They didn't
still up.
score many. And then you just kept getting INT, sack. Like Washington played a fucking lousy game. And then you got the block return for TD. I'm like, yeah, it's game over. Even though when Washington scored at the end, really did nothing, because after that you're only losing 3 points after each score.
So the only thing I was worried about the most was, Washington calling timeouts and trying to get the ball back to get a score or something, or do something just to, be in it, or Dallas going down the field and then kicking like a 30 or 40-yard field goal. Because I'm like, dude, if she gets 40, if she got a 40-yard field goal, she wins by like 0.5.
No, she would have won by 1, because that would have been 4 points. You end up winning by 3. So if she gets 4, that's a 1-point swing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yes,
I was hoping for that. I was hoping that since they sat everyone,
we were hoping
they would at least go down the field and get 3 points here, 3 points there. But they score a freaking touchdown with the backup. Cooper Rush gets a touchdown, and it's just like, fuck's sakes, not again.
And then at the end, man, like Washington just gave up and like, no, fuck it.
So they fought each other. So yeah,
yeah, they started throwing punches on the bench. But anyways, we'll get into that later. Melky, how'd you do in your matchup?
Obviously not as well as you did. I'm battling for the fucking board now. How is it that I was projected to stomp him? He lost his best player. I mean, he had Mahomes, but Mahomes basically, Mahomes did Mahomes things, but still, like, I was projected to kill him, and I ended up losing 112 to 84.
Jeez.
It's the story of my fucking fantasy life. My guys underperform. They are projected to run roughshod over like the scraps on the other side, and they don't come out on top. Like, so we're gonna be calling out some names probably for the last time. Well, we got one more episode, so second last time this season. Chargers defense, really? -3. It's Houston. Houston is the last place running offensive team, and you allowed Rex Burkhead to run wild all over you. Ooh, no, you suck. Mason Crosby, 6 points. Really? Fuck you. I'm never picking you again. Miles Sanders, you break your freaking hand. You're playing an absolute gem of a game, and you break your hand. Do you ever stay healthy? Must be an Eagles thing where you just suck. Antonio Gibson, I saw you for half the game. You were actually doing well too. You got the first no-namers touchdown. You had 11 points. You could have given more. Stop being such a pussy. You're either hurt or you're not. Hunter Henry, you balled out the week I did not have to play anyone. Nice 19 points. You were Mac Jones' favorite target. You got 9 freaking yards last week. How pathetic is that? And I blame that on Mac Jones too.
Better than Van Jefferson.
Ooh, yes, by 0.3. and you know what? I'm going to call this guy out, even though he got a respectable 24 points. But Justin Herbert, stop throwing picks, man. Stop sucking balls. You have way more potential, and you are better than this. And you fucked me. You fucked me hard. And now I'm playing for the fucking board against probably the worst team in the league. It's not fair. It is not fair.
Well, technically, you're both the worst team in the league.
Well, it will be determined this week who is the absolute worst. And I should not be there because I should have been competing against you and all the other monkey asses in our league. But no. So whatever. You know what? I just can't wait to get rid of my team. Be done with them. A lot of them can kiss the fattest part of my black ass.
There you go. There you go. Well said by yours truly, Melky.
Hell yeah, man. It's a Melky rant. Probably another one next week if I have to buy the board. Oh, there'll be a whole there'll be a whole podcast about why fantasy sucks donkey balls. But anyways, moving on. Bum 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 bum. Goobie is in the finals. You heard it from him. He's excited. He's snacking on Cheetos.
Am I really that excited though?
I think you're excited to be back there. I mean, you get to defend your crown. Nobody thought you would. Nobody was rooting for you to. But now we have the stage set. It is Sangria Picks. Is that her stupid name?
Yeah.
Sangria Picks versus Oh Hungry Oh Henry.
Yeah. A football name versus fucking...
against someone who auto-drafted.
Sangria.
Now, so, and also part of Family Gate. This is the other half of Family Gate.
Yes, sir.
So, because I don't condone cheating and I don't condone bullshit, I will be cheering for yours truly, Goobie, over there. But Goobie, help set up the championship matchup, will you?
All right. Finals are here, baby. 9-5 versus 9-5. First versus second. Can't get any better than this.
Debatable.
I mean, after you hear my fucking lineup, you probably could get better than this. Let's get into this, baby. We got Matthew Stafford versus Kirk Cousins. I'm giving this one up to Stafford all day. He needs to come back after that pathetic fucking performance last week. And he's going up against the Baltimore's defense that's not doing that well. We got Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown versus Deebo Samuels and T. Higgins. Now, I would give this up to Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown. And I'm going to give it up to Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown. You know what, man? Tennessee, they're still fighting for a good spot in the AFC.
They're second.
Yeah, but they could still take their division.
Yeah, I mean the Colts.
That's what I'm saying.
Although Carson Wentz isn't playing this week, so
no. They're still fighting for a good spot in their division. Justin Jefferson in Minnesota, they are playing Green Bay, But if Adam Thielen doesn't play, it's probably going to go.
He's out for the year.
There you go. Newsflash, out for the year. So, yeah, Justin Jefferson, he's going to get the ball. I mean, their other wide receiver might get some good looks, but I think Justin Jefferson's going to be the man. And Green Bay's defense is good, but they're not like the best. They're not no Trayvon Diggs, okay?
Well, and Minnesota is fighting for their slim wild card chance, so it's a big division game.
Now the only problem is Deebo Samuels is playing Houston, and T Higgins is playing KC. KC is on a fucking tear. I think they'll stop him. So we'll hope. Now this is where it gets really, really interesting, because we all know my injuries with Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, and Darrell Henderson. So we got Deontay Foreman and Rex Burkhead in the finals going up against, oh my God, Damian Harris and Jonathan Taylor. This is like watching like the Jags play anybody else in the NFL right now. Like I can't like just be more embarrassed that I have to start Rex Burkhead and Deontay Foreman in the finals.
Hey, they're both on a roll, so
yeah, but Burkhead's playing San Francisco, which is a good defense. Foreman's playing Miami, and Miami's on a tear right now. It's going to be tough. I do have some backups in Naheem Hines, Boston Scott, and I got Justin Jackson, but Eckler's playing, so I'm not even going to bother starting him. Now, tight end position, this is where I think things might change. Mark Andrews versus Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is good, but you know what? Other than last week, he hasn't put up double-digit numbers in over like 10 games.
It's been a while since he was since they went overseas. It's because they're double teaming him. Like Ridley's gone, Patterson's more of a running back. So yeah, double team the kid.
Yeah. So you know what? I was giving it up to Mark Andrews, even though they're playing a good Rams defense. I think he'll get some good looks in the end zone. Now, flex position, I am starting someone that I was told to start. And, it could change. I don't know yet. Still got to figure some things out. But in the flex, we got Devontae Smith versus Mr. Penny for Seattle. Now, that's going to be a problem because they're playing Detroit. And I'm assuming this guy's going to run amok on Detroit. Devontae Smith is playing Washington, though he only got like 3 points last time they played Washington. I'm hoping for a better game from him because they are fighting for that wild card spot.
Yeah, and Washington, it was a different team when they played them weeks back. Washington's, they are, excuse my pun, but they're deflated. No, seriously, they look like they're a defeated team. They have no identity. They don't have a freaking name, and Philly has a lot more to lose. This is a must-win for Philly, and Hurts is actually playing his best football in his young career, and Devontae Smith is no joke. This man can play.
This just in, we might be talking a little bit more about my lineup really quickly. Do I change Foreman Burkhead for Stevenson? Because he's playing. He does not have COVID anymore.
Stevenson's in?
God.
Well, Harris is playing, so.
Yeah, but Stevenson gets the looks, man.
Yeah, but Burkhead's going to get the brunt of it. And Foreman, too. So, I don't know. You might maybe put him in your flex. That's a possibility.
It is a possibility. That's
we'll come back to it at the end of the pod.
Yeah. All right. Kickers, Nick Folk versus Justin Tucker. I'm giving this up to Nick Folk because he's playing Jacksonville. I feel like he's gonna get some field goals. Tucker's playing the Rams. The Rams are a very hard defense, but you never know. And then Dallas defense versus San Francisco defense. Melky, chances.
Dude, it's anybody's ball game. No, seriously. You know what? As much as it cringes me to like cheer for you, and it cringes me to see Family Gate in the finals, it's gonna be a really good one. You guys have ballers. See, that's the difference. You have guys who can change um, the game in a matter of moments. You
Yeah.
have like those big stars that can do so. Debo can go off. Stafford can go off. I don't really trust Kirk Cousins. That might be your downfall. Um, like AJ Brown, you saw what he did last week.
Buddy.
You know Taylor. Taylor was an MVP candidate.
Is
So
an MVP candidate.
just anything can happen. It's going to be a slugfest, but you know what? I think you've gotten this far with those giant ass horseshoes, so why not just take it all the way and go repeat? Let's go, Goobie. Like I said, I'm rooting for you. Most of the league's rooting for you because we don't like cheaters. So I think you might get. I think you have this, man. I think so. I truly believe it.
Appreciate that. I was sorry. I was gonna say, even if her injured Lamar Jackson starts, I have a handicap on both of her quarterbacks because I got Jackson's favorite target in Andrews in the end zone, and I got Cousins' favorite target in the end zone, Justin Jefferson. So those points are going to negate anything, and I get more points for yards. So
if they go to those targets, yeah.
If they go to those targets.
So that exactly. So honestly, her wild card. I'm looking at Penny. If Penny balls out like he did a few weeks ago, that can kill you. If Taylor carries the load in his game because Wentz isn't playing, so it's going to be basically all on him. That could kill you too because we know what Taylor can do.
Yeah.
But other than that, Pitts, I don't anticipate Pitts really doing much. It's a really strong Buffalo defense. Harris is nicked up, but he can run for strides, some big stride plays. So honestly, this is really even. It's like last year when you played Allen. It's pretty even. So look to this probably go down to the wire, and someone's going to be cursing and some type of god or cursing a lot of obscenities. But either way, it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for the results next week.
Yeah.
So let's go, Goobie.
All right, man. Let's talk your game. I'm cheering for you too because I don't want you behind the board. Yeah. What do you got going on over there?
So, like I alluded to earlier, I'm playing for not to be in last place and not buy the board for next year. I'm playing Adam's team, who seems to be equivalent to the Washington no-namers and doesn't have a freaking name. So yeah, QB matchup: Justin Herbert versus Kyler Murray. Pretty even. A lot's on the line for both teams and both players. I'm going to give it a wash. Wide receivers, we got Stephon Diggs, we got Jamar Chase, he's got Tyler Lockett, and he's got Amon-Ra St. Brown, the delicious chicken place Goobie and I are going to venture to one day. I'm going to give this to my side, even though Ahmad Brown has been balling since we talked about him on the pod. But I'm still going to go with my side. Running backs, I got Gibson and Eckler. He's got Ronald Jones and Melvin Gordon. I'm going to give this to my side again. I think I have more dynamic running backs. And Gordon's spot's basically been taken by the other Denver running back whose name I don't really remember right now or care for. Tight ends, he's got George Kittle. I've got Hunter Henry, and I've said George Kittle's going to ball out. George Kittle's been on a massive tear since he's come back from injury. And at the flex spot, we've got the surging Jalen Waddle. Sidebar, is Jalen Waddle a top 10 fantasy receiver next year? So not 10 overall, but top 10 fantasy receiver next year.
That's hard to say because of their quarterback situation. I'm going to say no.
Unless they get Watson or someone else?
Yeah, unless they get an actual quarterback.
Okay. Yeah. But he's balling out right now.
A quarterback that fucking Charles Barkley can pronounce the name too.
Fair enough. He's going up against Michael Gallup. I'm going to give it to Waddle. Gallup gets looks, but that three-headed monster, you never know who's going to be the main guy. Kickers, we got Ryan Suckup. who I don't know why I dropped last week because I actually it might have helped me if I kept him. Versus Greg Joseph. I don't know why he's keeping Joseph. He sucks donkey balls too. And then rounding out the defenses, I'm going with the Chicago Bears versus the Flaming Garbage New York Giants. And he's got Tennessee Titans, and they're playing Miami. I think I like my chances better. Miami can score.
Yeah, Miami definitely can score.
So Goobs.
And they're fighting for a spot.
And they're fighting for a spot. So it's very important for them. So Goobs, am I going to finish last in this fantasy season?
No, you're not going to finish last. I mean, Ahmad St. Brown's been lighting it up, but Seattle is going to definitely catch on to that now. It's been 2 games. We get it. This guy's decent.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the ball's going to go. You're not going to get the points. Tyler Lockett, yeah, you might get some points, but I mean, he hasn't done well this season. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double-digit games of an 18-game season. Like you're washed up.
I'm just hoping it's a DK Metcalf kind of game. I haven't heard his name in a while.
Murray against Dallas's defense, that could be your deciding factor. If Dallas's defense is for real and they put a stop to Kyler Murray in that offense, you win this game.
Yeah, I think so. I think Herbert, it's a must win for them. He always bounces back after a shitty game. So
they're also playing Denver.
Well, I mean, yeah, that helps, but he's got his boys back. He didn't have Williams. He didn't have Eckler. He's got the band back. So hopefully he can get me a 50 piece, man, because I need it. Yeah. I need it.
That's what I'm hoping for from Stafford. All right. Let's talk about quarterbacks, though. And let's talk about Aaron Rodgers surpassing Brett Favre for the most touchdowns in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay Packers won 24-22 against the Browns. Aaron Rodgers posting 24 of 34, 202 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Yeah. Obviously, this solidifies him as the greatness in Green Bay. Would you rather, though, have Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers?
As much as Rodgers is a pain in the ass and a liar and butt-ass ugly, I think I'd still take him because of the talent. He can single-handedly lead you to where you need to go.
Yeah.
He is all-world. He's going to go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. And yeah, he's a head case, but yeah, I'm taking him over Brett Favre. Brett Favre played more careless. Yep. It was either, he took his chances and you would have to live with it if it's a pick or it decides the game, and you would just have to live with it. That was Brett Favre. But so Rodgers, I would take Rodgers. I wouldn't even debate it. I wouldn't even hesitate. But I have a question for you.
All right.
With the way Rodgers has been playing this season, is he the league MVP?
No.
And who is your MVP? Because to me, Rodgers is the MVP right now.
So with 2 games left, they actually showed this the other day on Sportsnet or whatever I was watching. Jonathan Taylor has posted Adrian Peterson MVP numbers, has more touchdowns, has I think 200 less yards, but I mean that dude can make it up in 2 games. That's gonna be tough. I don't know. I think they're gonna give it to Jonathan Taylor this year. I think they're gonna say fuck the QBs. They're gonna say fuck Aaron Rodgers because you fucking are a lying piece of shit, and they're gonna go Jonathan Taylor.
Well, it remains to be seen if Jonathan Taylor posts some of the numbers he did a few weeks back. Then yeah, it's a no-brainer. But Green Bay has the first seed. He's playing with a really bad toe injury. Sorry, guys. Toe injury, and he's still balling out. He just makes it look effortlessly. It's Aaron Rodgers. I can see him being back-to-back MVP winner. And yeah, just basically another middle finger in the air. He's like, I am the best, and you got to deal with it, motherfuckers.
Second best right now.
Well, speaking of the best 2-year player span, we're going Justin Jefferson, who breaks OBJ's record. With he breaks OBJ's record for most yards in a
Yeah,
2-year
most
span.
yards in a 2-year
Most
span.
yards in a 2-year span. Last week he posted 12 targets. He had eight receptions and 116 receiving yards. So he broke the receiving yards in 2 seasons with 2,851 already. Like, that's all world.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you, Goobie. Will JJ be the best wideout in the league next season?
If he changes his team,
You
he
don't
can't.
think?
You can't stay in Minnesota and have Kirk Cousins throw into your ass and be the best wide receiver in the game. It just doesn't work. It's a two-way street, man. You need help.
But look what he's doing in the first 2 years of his career with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but it's still, man. He's not posting better numbers than Cooper Kupp.
No,
Right.
but yards wise, like you have to remember Cooper Kupp's been in the league how many years? 5 seasons?
Something like that.
This is his second. This is his sophomore season. So you got to give it time. I actually think he has a potential to be the best. I mean, right now he can split hairs. And it could be between Devontae Adams and Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is, I think, the best this season, but Devontae Adams is like all world. So between those guys, you know, you're fighting for that right now. But I think Jefferson next season can be in that conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. He can be in the conversation, but I don't think he'll get there. Yeah. Though he did well last week. I like it.
Only time will tell.
Yeah. You want to know who did well last week, though?
Let's hear it.
Man, the man I should have started, because then I wouldn't have to worried. I could have fucking just turned off all my electronics, turned on some Harry Potter like I did, and watched Harry Potter till the fucking sun comes up in the morning. Joe Burrows, buddy, you put up 51 points. 37 out of 46, 525 yards, 4 touchdowns. Dude, if I played you, I wouldn't have to have worried about fantasy for the rest of the night. I could just throw my phone away. I said, I won. But fuck, 41-21, beating the Ravens. Are the Bengals not to be messed with? Like, is this a thing, or are they just kind of showing up and then they'll show out when they get to the playoffs and get fucked by some other good team?
Oof. They are Jekyll and Hyde. There is a big matchup versus KC this week to determine if they are for real or not. I think they're for real as a team. I think they've overachieved this year also as a team. But man, they got weapons.
They do.
They got the three-headed monster. They've got the running back, and Burrow just looks like it's effortless as well for him. So they'll go as far as he takes them, obviously. And usually a first-year quarterback in the playoffs has the jitters, doesn't perform as well. But they could end up facing a team like New England or Indianapolis in the first round. They just got to win their division.
Yeah.
And, you know, they could win a round. Then it's a home game. So that's in their favor. But yeah, they're a scary team.
Yeah, as it stands right now, they play New England.
Yeah, they play New England, and that would be a great matchup.
Yeah, no, it would be. It would be, you know, battle of the rookies, because Burrows got injured his first year.
Yeah, but this still classifies as a sophomore season for him.
I know, but I'm saying that's why I put it in quotation marks. If you're not watching on YouTube, quotation marks, battle of the rookies.
No, it's battle of the young QBs, man. Battle of the young QBs. Well, let's talk about that one guy who battled a vet, your former Lord and Savior, Josh Allen, and the Bills retake the division by beating the Pats 33-21. Goobie, I told you so. Josh
Yeah,
Allen with 314 passing yards, 3 passing TDs, 64 rushing yards. Mac Jones or Mac and Cheese or MJ10, whatever the hell you want to call him, sported 145 passing yards, 2 INTs, and 33 rushing yards. The Bills dominated. They showed who the real division leaders are. So, Goobie, you owe me $40, and I have a personal question for you. Do you still believe in the Patriots?
Oh hell yeah, I believe in the Patriots. I wouldn't say it's because they don't have that committee right now with Harris and Stevenson. But at the same time, Mac Jones has got to do better. 14 out of 32, like you gotta get that completion percentage up. You know, Bill's defense is good. So yeah, you face a good defense. You're gonna have to do that. Uh, it's a Belichick offense, man. It's a Belichick defense. It'll come to him. Maybe not this season, but he'll be there.
I have faith in them going forward. You made it seem like they were unstoppable. And
They
the
are
Bills,
unstoppable.
no, they've lost 2 in a row. The Bills put them in their place and reclaimed the division that they should have had throughout this NFL season. So good on the Bills.
All right. You know, good on the Bills. Yeah. Let's like I don't even know how to bring this segment or not even segment, but talk about this NFL news because it's just so like whatever. Dallas destroys the no-namers. 56-14. Dudes, they scored 42 in the first half.
They tied their beauty.
Yeah, they tied their record for most points in a half. Like I said, I actually turned this game off halfway through because I was getting really bored of just watching fucking Dak Prescott run the field and then the defense run in the field. It was like the only upside to this game after the first half was fantasy for me, and that was it. And I normally don't do that. I love watching my Cowboys play. But yeah, 56-14. Dak Prescott, 28 of 39, 333 for 4 touchdowns. I thought Cooper Rush got in there too, 2 of 3, 70 yards and a touchdown. So I mean, like, and that they did a committee for that run. Like Elliott didn't do much. 9 out of 37 for a touchdown.
He didn't need to.
No, and Tony Pollard did 8 of 34. Fuck, Dak did 4 of 21, and Corey Clement did 4 for 18. Like it was literally Dak. It was literally a Dak and defense show. Funny thing is though, is they said on the cast, they said that the defense challenged the offense to score more points.
Yeah, they had that stupid bet going on.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny because, like, I mean, that just shows the confidence that the Dallas defense and this team has. That they're like, fuck, we can score more points than you. So my question is, like, is this confidence? Obviously, it's good for them to going into the playoffs, but do you think this confidence will help them in the playoffs?
Of course. There's nothing like being confident in your abilities to get you going, right? All it takes is momentum to collectively get to where you need to be. So this is great. I'm glad the defense challenged the offense because they were a hot pile of stinky poo. Like they weren't doing anything. So maybe this is the jumpstart they need. A big test this week against Arizona at home to prove like you're legit. Yeah. You've beaten in my estimation 3 good teams so far, and you beat up on like the NFC least. So you need to prove to the critics that you're for real. And your defense, I think, is no joke. I think this defense could actually take them to the promised land, almost like what Tampa did last season. So the offense needs to be clicking on all cylinders too. So like get it done, prove everyone wrong, and hopefully this is great things to come.
Yeah, stay healthy.
Oh yeah, help. Tell that to Tampa because they're falling apart right now. But yo, you want to talk about surging? Let's go to Miami. Let's go to where the bikinis are and the hot women and the no state tax. We're talking about the Miami Dolphins. They continue their winning ways. 7 straight. They destroyed the Nolia 20-3. Tua posted 198 yards, 1 TD, 9 INT, and 1 rushing yard, which is really strange. And Ian Book, guy I've never heard of, who got the start, went off for 135 yards, 2 INTs, and 6 rushing yards. No wonder I've never heard of his name.
Yep.
So the Dolphins are the first team to lose 7 straight and win 7 straight in a season, which is pretty hilarious. So Goobs, are the Dolphins grabbing that last wild card spot?
Let's see. What are we looking at here? I can't see that happening. Like, it's hard to say.
Who they
The
got
Ravens.
who they got this week?
Who do they have this week?
Yeah,
Miami plays Tennessee. Tennessee. And then they play the Patriots.
Yeah, I know they play the Patriots the last game of the year, right?
Yeah, I mean, Baltimore, the Colts, Chargers.
Colts already have a spot.
Yeah, Chargers, Raiders. Man, I don't think so.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think the Chargers or Baltimore get that last spot. I don't think Miami. Unfortunately, the schedule is harder than the other 2 teams. So actually, the Baltimore has a hard schedule too. But I think it's the Chargers to lose. If anyone's gonna get that, it's the Chargers. Sorry, Miami. Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe. You still got hot women, so you're okay. And no taxes.
Yeah, exactly. You're doing all right over there, Miami. We love you. All right. Well, moving on. So, Goobs, you can agree that this season has been one of the craziest NFL seasons in history.
Oh, bud. It's been all over the place.
Yeah, there's been all sorts of unexpected events. So let's highlight some of them right now. Who would have thought? So I'll start it off and then you follow suit with yours, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the Philadelphia Eagles. Who would have thought the Philadelphia Eagles would be competing for a wild card spot with 2 games left? They are 8-7 right now, holding down the last spot. They're winners of 5 of 6. And they have a chance to control their own destiny with 2 games left versus Washington and Dallas. In 14 games thus far, Jalen Hurts has sported 2,930 yards, 16 TD passes, 740 rushing yards, 10 rushing TDs. Wow, I had no idea. 3 2-point conversions, 9 INTs, and 2 fumble losses. He's been a pleasant surprise. So, Goobs, are you shocked as well as I am about this revelation?
I'm not shocked because like the schedule has been not like the strongest schedule, facing some weaker teams. But yeah, like they're good, but their defense is horrible. Their run game is terrible. And yeah, I'm not shocked, but yeah, it's hard to say. I can't really put it into words because like I hate Philly, but at the same time, like good for them that they might make the playoffs. But yeah, I don't think it's shocking because the NFC, there's not a lot of like there are good teams, but there's not a lot of good teams. I mean, like Minnesota's been on a fucking just like downward spiral. The Falcons have been on an upward spiral. And the Cards and the Niners are like, are we good or are we not good? Like, what are we? So, I mean, I'm not surprised that they're fighting for it at all.
I am.
Really?
It was supposed to be a rebuild. Their running game has actually been better since they committed to more of a running attack. They have been better. It's just they keep getting hurt. So they
That's
need to stay
that's what I
healthy.
mean by like their run game's not doing very well. It's because they keep on getting hurt.
And I think not having expectations has given them the confidence to just go out and play football.
Yeah.
So it's very shocking. And hey, if we finish second and they get the last spot, guess who we play in the first round?
Who's that, my friend?
The Philadelphia Pigeons. Bring it on.
I worry about that because fucking the Eagles always like to play spoiler to the Cowboys.
Well, we'll find out next week with the last game of the year.
Like, for instance, you like just kind of, well, who's Green Bay playing this week?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. So this is just me going out on a limb. Green Bay loses to Minnesota. Dallas beats up on
Arizona.
Arizona. They win. Dallas now takes first
Yep.
seed. But I have just a terrible feeling that Philly's going to be like, hey, fuck you. You're not getting first seed. And then takes us down a notch. And then
I would
Green Bay
rather
wins
not have the first seed. You know why?
Why?
Because if everything aligns, so if Dallas finishes first, Green Bay second, LA is third, and Tampa is fourth. So let's just say the division winners win all their games. Guess who we play round 2? Tampa Bay.
If they win.
If you don't think Tampa's not going to beat, like, who would they play? Not San Fran. Yeah, would it be San Fran?
At the moment,
Oh, they play Arizona.
it'd be like San Fran or
No, they play
Arizona.
Arizona. They play Arizona.
They're playing Arizona right now.
They would beat Arizona. I have no confidence in Arizona going to Tampa, Florida, and pulling out a huge upset.
But Dallas had a great game against Tampa Bay, and their defense has a lot more confidence now, and we are very healthy.
Do you bet against the GOAT?
Yeah, 100%.
What happens when you bet against the GOAT? You're usually wrong.
All
right,
you win
moving
some,
on.
you lose some.
Moving on. We can debate about that all day. Who's your who would have thought?
All right. I mean, this isn't a big question per se, but fuck it anyways. Who would have thought Casey would come back from a 2-4 start and go 9 straight? Okay, I understand. I knew that they were gonna come back, but who would have thought that they were gonna win 9 straight and take over that division?
Oh, I knew they were going to take over that division. I knew they were going to win the division there. They're the top. They're the top class. The top class actually in the AFC. But yeah, I knew they were going to come back. It was only a matter of time. You really think the best quarterback in the league, with the funniest looking coach, with arguably the best offense, you think they were just going to sputter out of control? No way.
I didn't think they were gonna win 9 straight though.
Dude, I had them winning. I didn't think they win 9 straight, but I had them going like finishing the season
Like
14-4.
Yeah.
So good on them. That's a good one.
Good on them. You know, like I said, I saw them coming back, but I didn't think they would come back this strong.
They're the champs for a reason, and former champs. Well, let's go on to another one. Who would have thought the Bengals would be this good this quickly? They are currently 9-6, and they lead the AFC North. Joe Burrow, who is a potential MVP candidate, has 4,165 passing yards, 30 TDs, 108 rushing yards, 2 rushing TDs, 14 interceptions, 2 fumble losses, and 1 2-point conversion. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase have over 1,000 yards. I'm not going to name their TDs. Mixon has over 1,000 yards. So this is actually the first team in NFL history with 4,000-yard passer, a 1,000-yard rusher, and 2 1,000-yard receivers, all under the age of 25. It's pretty remarkable.
Now they just need to get an offensive line.
It's coming, man. It's coming. People are going to want to go there.
No, they're looking good. They're obviously playoff bound, and they are conference bound, not Super Bowl bound, conference bound. But two more years, look out. Cincinnati's going to be a team to be reckoned with. Their defense is only going to get stronger. Their line is only going to get stronger. Their quarterback's only going to get smarter
and better.
And that's the way it is, man. Like they're looking good. I can't argue that.
The future was bright in Cincinnati.
Yeah. You know where the future's bright though? In the big city of Texas. And that Cowboys defense. Oh my God. Trayvon Diggs, 11 interceptions. He's just like, you know what? Let's go for 20. We got 2 more games. I could do it. Fuck it.
He's not getting 20, but
I know he's not getting, but he said he wants to get 20. Anyways, Lawrence, Randy Gregory, Micah Parsons, like this defense is unbelievable. Literally unbelievable. Who would have thought that this defense from last year to this year would have a drastic change? Like, is it coaching?
Dan Quinn, 100%. Huge revelation from that bum that McCarthy brought over. I don't even remember his name from the old days. And actually, Quinn just turned down an interview with the Jacksonville Jaguars to stay in Big D. So that's a huge news for us.
Yeah. He took some time off for a little bit. I think he
got fired by Atlanta.
Yeah, he got fired by Atlanta, took some time off, and then, said, let's not do the head coaching thing, and let's stay as a defensive coordinator. And it's working for him. And it's working for Dallas. There's some people who are meant to coach, and there's some people who are meant to coach defenses. And this man is meant to coach defenses, just like Wade Phillips. Okay?
Yeah.
Like,
do you know he started the Legion of Boom?
Yeah,
Dan
exactly.
Quinn? Dan Quinn started the Legion of Boom.
Yeah, so
that says enough there, man.
Yeah, so there you go. That's who would have thought. But yeah, let's take it down a notch. As if you are watching on YouTube, you can see behind Melky here, we have a sad time in NFL all over the world too. John Madden, man, rest in peace. Passed away. I think
yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah, Tuesday. Tuesday for people that don't know what time it is or what day it is.
Yeah, so sad day for the whole NFL community, and not even just the NFL community, man. Like, even with those Madden games, like, people who don't like the NFL, sometimes they play sports games just for fun. Like, he revolutionized broadcasting. He revolutionized, I would say, the video game industry, bringing out Madden. Like, it sucks to hear. He sounds like he lived a great life though, age 85.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he head coach for the Raiders from 1969 to 1978, winning a Super Bowl 11.
In 76.
Yeah, with the Oakland Raiders, and he stayed with the Raiders. Like, he never left.
Yeah, and then he went to the booth. He he's got his winning percentage is, well, his winning record in the regular season is 103, 32, and 7, and his winning percentage is 759, and it's among the best of any coach that's coached over 100 games.
Yeah.
So he is like you said, like you alluded to, a living legend. Madden, you and I went back and forth Madden. Actually, that's how our friendship developed. We had those ongoing battles. Never using the fourth down to punt.
Yeah,
always just go
back
for
and
it.
forth.
Yeah, but those are some good days.
But I want to say, man, like, just the voice that he brought to the game and the humor. I don't know if you checked it on my Facebook. I posted a little video of, like, him just ranting about random things. And there's this one where he was talking about 2 jugs of water. And he was like, this is the male and this is the female. And as you can see, and he's like drawing up plays. He's like, as you can see, these 2 jugs of water had a baby. And this one's meant for this coach. And it was hilarious. He brought so much humor to the game, and it brought younger audience to watch the game.
Yeah, well, he used words like boom and doink. Like he just had his own humor, and like he was gifted even in the broadcast booth. He won 16 Emmy Awards for outstanding analysts and personality.
I did not know that.
Like he was a gem. Like you said, brought younger audiences to football, and here's some facts for you about the video game. So he insisted. They approached him and they wanted to do 7-on-7 or 8-on-8. And he said, no, you're not using my name for that. It's going to be real football.
Yeah.
So he said it's going to be real football. He made sure it was 11 versus 11. So it actually delayed the game from coming out a few years because they didn't have the technology yet to have 11 players on the field. He wanted fans to learn about sports. He let EA Sports use an old playbook of his. That's where a lot of those plays come from. And he made obviously millions worldwide and becoming an iconic figure because of it. But I found that really cool that he did not want to jeopardize or compromise the integrity of football and said, nah, I don't want to be a part of this if you're going to go 8-on-8. That's not football. So living legend.
Yeah, 100% living legend. It's just sad to hear. So
there'll never be another John Madden. We will forever be in debt to him and for all he's done in the game of football. And we owe you a big thank you. So thank you, John Madden. R.I.P, buddy.
Yeah, rest in peace.
All right, well, let's lighten up the mood. Let's go into Goobie's favorite pastime when he's in the bathroom. We're talking boom or bust. So, Goob, since you were battling for a real championship this weekend, why don't you start us off with your boom or bust?
Boom or bust. I had 7 waiver wire pickups this week. I didn't get them all, obviously, but they were all running backs.
Yeah.
And one of them was I'm going to butcher this. Oh man. Can you do this one?
It's Dare Ogunbowale.
Ogunbowale. Yeah. I'm sorry, people, for listening. It is a really tough name.
You're offending the African people.
Ogunbowale. Anyways, Dare Ogunbowale. This no-namer comes off the bench for the Jags and puts up 13.2 fantasy points on 57 yards and 1 touchdown. Now, the problem is this man's facing a New England defense. And unless you're desperate for a running back, Ogunbowale is going to be a bust. I don't see him surpassing more than 10 points this week, especially with the Patriots team looking to stay in the hunt for that number 1 spot in the division. He did good, but it's New England and they're going to be fighting hard, and Bill Belichick is not going to let this one slide.
Yeah, they're going to take the runaway. He's a bust too in my book. He's functioned as a decent fill-in during his 5 NFL seasons. He would be at best a touch base RB2, but look for the Jags to kind of pull something like a rabbit out of their hat and use Tavon Austin as well in the backfield. So I can't see him putting up huge numbers this week.
No. Who do you have, sir, for your boom or bust?
Well, I've got a man who's in your starting lineup right now. I'm going with Rex Burkhead, former Patriot too. He's a boom. Last week, he posted 149 yards and 2 TDs. Career highs. The Texans have the league's worst run game, but Burkhead has taken over the backfield with 71 carries the last 5 weeks. So even if Johnson is back for week 17, Burkhead should remain the lead back against the 49ers. Look for him to have some great carries and possibly carry you to a championship win.
I'm hoping so.
Shine his bald head for good luck.
Yeah. So I kind of agree with you. That's why I picked him up. That was my first priority. I am surprised he didn't go anytime soon, but I have a feeling that he didn't go because the whole entire league is cheering for me, and they're like, let's just give Goobie this one running back that he probably needs. So yeah, no, I'm happy I picked him up. Again, though, I'm still now torn between Boston Scott and Stevenson, and even Brandon Cooks is back for my flex, so I don't even know yet.
Well, wait for the updates, man.
Yeah, they're all back. Everything. My whole entire roster's healthy. But yeah, he's definitely going to be a boom, and I'm not just saying that because he's on my team.
Or you got to go to the bathroom.
No, I'm saying it because New England, by the way, this is our segment for Toonie Bets, is going to beat whomever they're playing, which is the Jags.
Well, yeah, the Jags suck. Hairy balls, man. That's a no-brainer. They're fighting for their playoff lives. Come on, Goobie.
Yeah, they're Rex Burkhead's old team. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's not a bad one because who's the home team?
I don't know. Does it matter really?
It does. Did Jacksonville not beat Buffalo?
That was a fluke.
There's been a lot of those this season.
Yeah, I think it's in. Yeah, it's in New England.
Okay. Oh fuck, Jaguars. You don't. Why bother even showing up? All right. Next on the docket, we've got my Toonie bet with KC over Cincy. It's a sexy matchup. I think the best matchup possibly this week. It's a big test for the Bengals. The Chiefs will welcome Kelsey back into the fold, and with that, I believe it'll be too much for the Pussycats to handle. KC continues its winning ways in a tight affair. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. All right. Now we got Ba Walker, the creator of Toonie Bets, with his Toonie Bet.
Hey boys, here for another week of Toonie Bets. Just want to do a quick shout out to my Eagles, flying high, 8-7. Let's go. Playoffs in our future? I'm thinking definitely. I'm starting to believe. Anyways, my pick for this week, I have Minnesota versus Green Bay, and I've got the Packers winning it. This game's at Lambeau Field. Packers are 7-0 at home this year. The Vikings are 3-5 away. They've got no Thielen. I know Jefferson, Cook, all that. But I just see the Packers winning this one. It's a big game. I can't wait to hear yours, boys. Peace.
I hope he's wrong. I hope Minnesota just goes lights out with Jefferson.
I mean, Minnesota doesn't have to win for Jefferson to go lights out.
Yeah.
He's not wrong, though. Minnesota beat him earlier. This is revenge. I feel sorry for Cook, or not Cook, Cousins, and Dalvin Cook's there. I feel sorry for him too, but for different reasons. All right. So week 17 in the books. I got one thing to ask you, Goobie. It's the $1 million question. Are you nervous?
Hell yeah. Have you seen my lineup? We got scraps on scraps.
Scraps on scraps, but fuck, you got this far. So why not just pull it out of your ass one more time and get that dub and not even have to bring the trophy back because it's fucking yours again.
Yeah, I hope this baby just stays right where it is.
Yeah, and maybe you should wax that thing a bit to look a little dusty.
It's good. I clean it every day.
All right. Anything you want to add before we sign out?
No, man. I'm just excited to watch Sunday Night Football. There is no Thursday Night Football, so
no more Thursday games.
So it's all on Sunday, and this fantasy matchup will all be decided on Sunday, as I don't think we have any of the players for the Monday Nighter.
Yeah, I think everything goes down Sunday. Well, for you at least. I don't really care what happens to me. I just want to thank you, of course. I want to thank NA30. I want to thank podcasting. I want to thank the Mustard Boys. I want to thank anyone who loves sports and football, especially. This has been great. We got one more episode, folks. We'll have the results next week, obviously. So either Goobie is doing a Dancy dance, or he's crying like a fat kid having his dessert taken away.
No, you don't take the fat kid's dessert away. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm comparing it to that.
I know. That's what I'm saying, though. I mean, you don't take a fat kid. It's like, no.
It's emphasis, man.
What,
Emphasis.
what am I going to eat?
We keep it fluid, like Stephen A says. We keep it fluid.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm grateful for this podcast, man. It's been fun. Like you said, we got one more episode left. It'll be a good one.
Oh, absolutely. Either way, it's going to be a great episode. I'll either be laughing at you or plugging my ears while you celebrate. But on that, enjoy your last football games. Anyone in the finals this week for fantasy, Happy New Year. Be safe. I know it's a COVID-ridden New Year, so whatever. Just don't do what I would do. Actually, change that. Do what I would do. On that note, that's Goobie. I'm Melky, and we're out, but we'll be back next week.
Peace.